beautiful friends, and welcome back to my cozy little corner of YouTube. I am Nova and this is Nova Gnome Creations, and I am so happy you're here today. I hope that you guys had a great weekend. I hope that you and your loved ones are doing awesome. Hopefully you guys are all excited for the eclipse today, or, you know, at least indifferent. Hopefully you're not like, man, I hate those darn eclipses, get off of my sky. I don't know. So I am determined that I am going to have a good week this week. I am determined to be in a good mood today. I am gonna just do everything in my possibilities, everything in my capabilities to manifest that. Had a rough weekend mental health wise, just a real rough weekend, probably like the roughest that I've had in a long time. But yesterday I was literally like, I am tomorrow gonna get like nose to the grindstone. I'm gonna get stuff done. I'm gonna like make things happen. I have like things I want to do. And I'm just going to push myself, you know, to get out of the hole of, you know, bad vibes and funk that I'm in and just move on. Like, let's just not do this, okay? I don't want to do this. So I am here today to give you guys a late community spotlight. I'm sorry about that. I am a few days late and $1 short. Typically on my channel, we have community spotlight on Fridays. It is Monday, but you know what? I won't tell if you won't tell. So I do have some emails for community spotlight. So I wanted to make sure that I, you know, held up my end of the bargain and got you guys community spotlight, because several of you guys emailed me. I actually was really happy. I think it was basically all like Thursday and like maybe even Friday itself that I got the community spotlight emails, and I just kind of saw them trickling in and I was like, oh, you guys, I got to make a community spotlight. But I also gave myself the grace to be like, okay, I'm just not up to this today. Like, I just really am not, and I just let myself not do it on Friday, but I'm here Monday. You know what? We're here, we're doing it. So I think that's fair. And hopefully you guys weren't too upset, you know, to not have a Friday video. But, you know, I'm doing my best. And then I'm also going to be doing, Saturday was supposed to be my Gnome of the Month reveal day, which is just where I talk about what gnome I'm planning on making this month. So like that day, I'm okay with like it kind of not happening exactly on the day. The last Saturday of the month, Gnome of the Month, I'm like super, I really try to have my gnome, like my Gnome of the Month on that day. But the first Saturday of the month, I'm kind of like, that's not as big of a deal. It's more just to like remind you guys that Gnome of the Month exists and that I am doing it, you know, and telling you guys kind of what my ideas are for that month. So I will talk about that in tomorrow's video though, and today is going to be community spotlight. So I have an FO for you guys. It is my bucket hat. You guys might not know I was making a bucket hat. You want to know why? Because it wasn't supposed to be a bucket hat. So you guys remember how I told you I was making that of Mars Fable beanie? Well, if you don't remember, I was talking about it on Thursday's video last week, so you can go back and watch that if you missed it. But I was talking about, you know, how I treated myself to some patterns, or a pattern. I actually treated myself to a couple of her patterns, hat patterns, because I was like, you know what, I'll have a couple of them to look at and, you know, pick which one I want to do. But anyway, about it, I started working on it and I made it. I made the whole thing. And then I was like, man, I really wish this was a bucket hat. I have a thing for bucket hats. They're the most comfortable hat to me. I just love the way that they feel. I love the way that they look. Like, bucket hats are just kind of like, I don't know, I guess my comfort zone. I don't know why. I don't know when that happened. But regardless, I made it and I was like, it's nice, but I know, like, I could just know that I wasn't going to wear it very much because it wasn't a bucket hat. So I will pop up a picture or two over here of what it looked like. I did take a picture of it with the brim rolled and with the brim not rolled. Now, one thing to point out that I knew this would work as a bucket hat was because I made sure to make this big enough for my big head. When you are starting this pattern, she has you like, you know, measure around your head when you're making the brim, and if you need to, you can go up in increments of 4 stitches until you get to the size that you want. I don't like tight hats. I really don't like that constricting feeling, and I think that's why I love bucket hats, because I actually love hats in general. I do love to wear a hat, but I don't like a tight hat. I'm really kind of picky about hats. And then, like I said, I have a big head, so, you know, getting hats that aren't tight on me, that I don't make, is like a diamond in the rough, you know, finding that perfect fit. I love that about crochet, that I can make things that are tailored towards me. So I made this hat, I made it in that style, and I was like, I'm gonna have to make another one of these and come up with a way to do it as a bucket hat. When you start making this hat, the first thing that you do is you make the brim of the hat. Then you work the hat up off of it and cinch it up towards the top. So in order to make it a bucket hat, the way that I make my bucket hats, and I'm pretty sure the way everybody makes their bucket hats, is you start further up and work your way down. Now I would say start at the top and work your way down, but actually the granny square bucket hats that I make, you work the granny squares and then you do the top and work the brim down separately. So you kind of start at the middle for the bucket hat of that one. But you don't start at the brim to make a bucket hat typically. So I was like, well, what I'll probably do is I'll start with like a single crochet foundation row, a single crochet foundation chain, work the rest of the hat, and then go back, attach on, and make my bucket hat brim. And then I was wearing it throughout the weekend, and I got to thinking, I could probably convert this one into a bucket hat. So I did. I got a flea in my bonnet that I really wanted this to be a bucket hat. And so I figured out how to do that. I made that happen. And here it is. I absolutely love it. I think it is so perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. So, first things first, let me show you guys the hat, and then I will show you or explain to you. I did take a little bit of a clip of a video and like pictures to show you how I did it, just in case you guys ever want to do it. I wasn't 100% sure how it would work, but I was like, let's do it. I think it'll work. Okay, so for one, here's the hat in all of her glory. Is she not beautiful? I love it so much. Okay, so what yarns did I use? This is actually all I have left of the purple, like variegated that's going on throughout here. This is a ice cream yarn. This is the discontinued version that they had that was a cotton acrylic blend. And I used the whole skein minus this little bit, and then I think I had used a tiny bit from that skein prior to this project, but like barely any at all. Like I started something and then I didn't end up doing it type of thing. So this was what was left. The reason I stopped with this much left is at the time when I was doing it, I was working from the center pole. It was about to switch to a lighter color, and I really wanted to end my brim on a dark purple. Obviously balled up, you see that it has like a darker purple on the outside, but that was actually on the outside of the little bit that was left. There was not much left at all. So what I did was when I finished, I literally cut right where the purple would start to switch to a lighter purple, and I tied on in this Sunset Night yarn from Lion Brand. Sunset Nights, it looks like this, or the side that I was working from looks like this. It has sequins in it, but I will tell you, I didn't get to any sequins, and they look like there's like 5 sequins in the whole skein. So I'm like, can you put more sequins in here, please? But I did love the color, and it starts with this dark purple, and I was like, that's perfect, because I really want the edge of this to be dark purple. So this is a 4-weight yarn, a 90% acrylic and 10% polyester blend. This yarn is incredibly soft and squishy. Like, I don't know, I could just like squish this whole thing. It is just so soft. It is so soft. So what I did was I magic knot tied on to the end of this purple that I was using for the ice cream yarn. And I worked, I believe, 2 rounds, maybe 3 rounds of this purple color. And then I called it done. And I was like, yes, I love it. It's got like a nice brim to it. And then I was wearing it a little bit, and then I was like, It's rolling. Now, when I made the hat, when you start the hat, you do the brim in a 5mm, and then you do the rest of the hat in a 6mm hook. Well, I did the whole, obviously I took off the part that I did the 5mm with, and I only had the part that I did the 6mm with. So when I attached back on to do this purple, I did it in a 5mm because I thought it would look a little bit better. I wanted to make sure that it was like nice and solid. I don't know, I just felt like inclined to do it in a 5mm. One thing I will tell you guys about this yarn, super soft, super squishy, super splitty. If you can't tell just by this little bit, you know, that I was working with, because I was doing a center pull, that's just what this yarn does. It just is a very splitty yarn. I'm sure you can see that it's just like wanting to split on its own. So that is something to bear in mind if you're using this yarn, for whatever reason, you know, if you're going to be using a smaller hook or you just don't like splitty yarns in general, this is splitty. But I do think it's really pretty. It's a really pretty color and it is so soft. Anyway, so I did that in a 5mm. The combination of me doing that in a 5mm and the combination of the fact that that yarn is so soft, it was rolling. So I was like, okay, I want to attach back on one more time and do one more round, but I still really want it to be like dark purple. So I was like, okay, I could do black. I could look and see if I have another dark purple, but like I have to be careful pulling in too many different yarns at this last stage of the hat, you know, and it looking funky. Or I could use the glittery purple that I've been using throughout my hat. So the glittery purple that I've been using throughout this hat is the Universe XL Halloween from Hobie. I got this 3 months ago, 2 months ago. I don't know if they still have this one or not, but they still had it at a discount. I think I paid like $6 for it. It's so gorgeous. Purple is my favorite. So of course, when I saw this, like, you know, variegated, ombreing, not variegated, like purples, I was like, and I'm a sucker for glitter yarn, and I just love their Universe yarns. I just think they're so pretty. So as you can see, I actually used quite a bit of this. All of the glitter yarn that I was showing you guys throughout this hat, I think you guys can see pretty well, all of the glitter yarn, the whole top of it up here, and then every other round throughout the hat is done in this glittery purple. And I didn't want to do the brim in the glittery purple just because that part is going to be on my skin. Like I'll feel it on my forehead, and glittery yarn, you know, because it has the glitter in it, even if it's a soft glittery yarn, it's still got this glitter strand in it, and that is kind of scratchy feeling, and I didn't want that on my forehead. But because I've worked the whole brim and I'm just doing this final little round of color, this doesn't touch my forehead. So I pulled the glitter yarn back in, just did one round, and it's perfect. It's not rolling anymore, because like it was like legit like super rolling. It's not rolling at all anymore, and I honestly love the color. I actually think it looks better than it did. Even sans the rolling, I think that I like it better with the glitter round added. So I am so happy with this hat. Okay guys, so how did I do it? All right, so I did take some clips. I took a clip at least, and I took at least a few pictures, I believe. So I will pop those up while I'm talking. Basically what I did was I went all around the hat, and because I had made the brim and then I had attached on to work the rest of the hat, you work the brim like accordion style. I had shown you guys that in Thursday's video. I had shown you me working on the brim a little bit. So you work it, I say accordion style, that's just what I call it because it reminds me of an accordion. But it's where you work like short little rows of like 6 stitches back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in the back loop onlys. It gives you a ribbed effect, and you just work it until you get to the length you want for your brim. Then you work into the side of that. Once you like have it, you know, shaped like your brim, you work into the side of that, which is not really into any stitches. You just kind of work into the side of the stitches, and you do single crochets, and then you work all the way around with your single crochets. You work your hat up. Well, that meant I had a row of single crochets, or a round of single crochets all the way around that attached the brim on. I needed those single crochets to stay intact for my hat to not unravel. But I don't need the brim. I wanted to take the brim off. So what I basically did was attached on to the bottom of the single crochets. So like weird to explain. And I was like I said, I was a little unsure of how it was going to work, but I was like, this should work. Like theoretically this should work. So I went around using a, I think a 4mm hook, maybe even smaller. It might've been my 3.75. I don't know. I used a smaller hook. Went around gathering up those at the bottom of a single crochet. There's like two little loops, the part that makes the like V shape. I went around gathering each two little loops and then working a single crochet through those. Each two little loops, working a single crochet through those, trying to also make sure that I left slack in my stitches so that they wouldn't be tight. But I needed to be using that smaller hook to be able to get into the bottoms of those, because the bottom part of the single crochet is not like meant to be grabbed onto like that. So I did not want to be grabbed onto. But I made my way around slowly. I had to be careful in making sure I didn't miss any, because if I missed any, it would unravel. It would be like, you know, a weak point in the hat. So happy that it worked out. Once I did that, I just went around and I cut the brim off in sections, and then I sat there pulling all the little pieces out. I couldn't cut too close to the edge because I was afraid I might accidentally cut into the single crochets that were attached onto it. So I just had to painstakingly go around and pull out everything. You know, of course, when you crochet, you're making little knots. So of course I had to kind of undo little knots at points because it would kind of knot up on me. But I took that all off, and boom, I had my hat with single crochets attached onto the bottom of single crochets. And then I just worked my brim right off of that single crochet round. And it worked out perfectly. Like, you cannot tell. Like, you would have no idea that this was not a bucket hat. Is that not so exciting? I love it. I'm so glad I did that. This hat was supposed to be for me, you know, like something that I was just going to really enjoy. I absolutely love it. Like, I'm glad I did that, because for me to enjoy this hat, to the extent that I was hoping I would, it needed to be a bucket hat, you know? And I'm just so glad I did. I really, really love how it came out. You're probably gonna be seeing me wearing this all the time. But yeah, I was excited to show that to you guys and kind of tell you what all I did to it and everything, show you guys what yarns I used, all that good jazz. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the process of this hat coming to life. I'm so happy with it. I'm gonna go ahead and get into my email, open up those emails. I actually haven't opened any of my Community Spotlight emails. I just know they're there. Just so you guys know, I've said it before, so you probably already know, but I never open my Community Spotlight emails until I go to make my Community Spotlight videos, just so that they're nice and bold-faced in my emails. I know that I haven't used them. If I go in there and I start opening them up, I will totally not like remember which ones I've included in Community Spotlights before. Even if I went back and bold-faced them again, I'm gonna remember opening them, and then I'm gonna be like, I think I already put this in a Community Spotlight. Like, it's just a can of worms that I prefer to not open for myself, because I do get like so many emails and I have so many other things going on. It's just easier for me to keep it all straight if I don't open them until it's time for Community Spotlight. So every Friday, typically, I open those up, get them all in there, do my thing. I plan on responding to you guys individually, usually, and I almost never end up doing it, because by the time I do the whole process of making the video and doing the voiceover and editing it and everything else, I'm usually like, okay, I need a break, and then I just like forget and I never come back to it. But I love that you guys send me these. I hope that you know that. I hope that you feel like the love and the excitement. And also everybody here in the community really loves Community Spotlight, loves to see what you guys have been up to. Feel free to send in your makes if you have not, or in the past, or if you have, of course, you know how to do it. But if you haven't, my email is in the description box below this video and all of my videos. It is novagnomecreations@gmail.com. You just send me an email with Community Spotlight as the subject line and attach any pictures. You don't have a limit, so you can send me as many as you want. And then let me know what name to credit you as when I put together the video. It can be anything you've made, by the way. It does not have to be crochet. So I hope you guys will participate if you are so inclined, but you do not have to. There is no pressure to participate. I do ask if you are, you know, having a moment to do it, to leave a nice, friendly, positive comment below. You know, if you see something cool in Community Spotlight that you're like, oh, that is so cool for so-and-so reason, or like just whatever your thoughts are, you know, when you're seeing it, just drop that in a comment. It takes 5 seconds to leave that comment. You have no idea what these people are going through. You may have said the nicest thing to them that they have heard in a month. You may be the only person who has complimented them this week. It may be that positive little note. Maybe somebody was mean to them. Maybe somebody knocked their project. Maybe somebody was like, no, that's ugly. You're not very good, or whatever. And maybe they're feeling like really self-conscious, and then you say that, they're like, dude, you know what? You're right. Thank you. I'm going to keep going. Like, you just don't know the positive impact, like the impact that your words can have on somebody. Just leave like a little nice comment, you know, if you have the time and, you know, you're feeling it. Obviously, if you're not feeling it, if you're not feeling like a positive comment, then don't leave a negative comment. But if you have the time, you know, just a few nice words. I really appreciate it when you guys do that, and I know that everybody else does too. Feel free to leave anything that you would like to about your weekend or anything else in the comments, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being patient with me. I really am just so lucky to have you guys. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye. Okay, so first up we have myself. I am embarrassed to say that I actually just finished Snom, technically. I had literally like a couple spikes I needed to add to it, and I just set it aside and never finished it until this weekend. And then I also, of course, have my purple bucket hat that I just finished. So those are my 2 little makes that I'm sticking in here. And then next up we have Julie Ann, who submitted her first ever punch needle. She was saying that this was her first time, and she was like not sure about submitting it because she didn't think it was that good. I think it came out fantastic, and I have been so interested in doing punch needles, so I love that you did this. I think it looks great. She said she's going to keep doing it, and that she hopes she gets better and she finds it relaxing like diamond painting. And bonus points because it uses yarn. And next up we have my beautiful Amy at Hooked on Wishing Crochet. That is her YouTube channel. Make sure you guys check her out if you are so inclined. She said that she loves seeing what other cozy corner makers are working on, and I had to stick that in here because I thought that was so cute. I loved how she phrased that. But she made a worry worm dragon off of Ravelry, and it's incredibly simple, just like the classic worm, she said. And it can be made with any weight. She used Lydia cotton thread, and it could be put on an itty bitty keychain. So that's what she did, and it was a well-received gift. She thinks it would be fantastic to make a neck pillow from blanket yarn, which is such a fun idea. And then she bought some of these googly eyes on Amazon and made a snail off of Ravelry, another free one, another free pattern. Super simple. And she said it's hanging out in her little free library with a note attached for a finder to take it home. It's for the Random Acts of Crochet Kindness. I am part of that Facebook group. And I love this so much. And then the gorgeous Diane sent in 2 squares made from random scrap yarn for her random scrap yarn blanket. She said the blue and the purple one is Snowdrops and Butterflies by the Floral Hook. And the pink and turquoise one is Lolilo Square by Sisters in Stitch. And she decided to make 18-inch squares, so she had to add a couple extra rows to the patterns to get them to the correct size. Those are so stinking pretty. Can you imagine those as pillows? I think those would make such cute pillows. Oh my goodness. Connie has been a very busy crocheter. By the way, she does have not Facebook page, a YouTube page, Connie's Crocheted Creations, if you guys want to check her out. Anyway, she has made, over the last several weeks, a whale with a pattern from All From Jade, a corgi with a pattern from Triangle 2310. Look at this corgi butt. I don't know if you guys know, but like corgi butts are like a whole thing. They're so cute, and I don't know. I love it. And I love that she also took the picture from the bag too, because of corgi, you have to. So cute. Anyway, she also made this bookworm with the pattern by Whimsical Yarn Creations. Also so stinking cute. I'm pretty sure I saw this on Instagram. And then she made a Leggy Frog pattern by, she can't remember at this moment. If you guys search Leggy Frog, this will come up. It's Really, really popular pattern. I don't remember who it's by either, though. She also made a hippo pattern by All From Jade. I know I saw this one on Instagram. I've been trying to be more active on Instagram lately, so I love this hippo, though. I think it has the cutest little face. And then she also made a unicorn, which is a pattern by Toy Story Patterns AU. So, so cute. Everything looks so squishy and soft. And then she made Peeps and Eggs. Peep pattern by JNW Crochet and egg pattern by Crocheting by Nicole. I really, really love her little peeps. I think these are so cute. She crochets so like nice and neat with the chenille yarn. Like her stitches just look so perfect. So stinking cute. I bet those were Easter gifts. And then she made a frog with a pattern by Tasha's Crochet Nook. Also so stinking cute. Like, look at that detail. I love it. And then she made a turtle with a pattern by Crochet by Jenna. And that's Jenna with a G, by the way. So cute. I know I'm just saying that over and over, but I can't help it. The Stingrays pattern is by Teresa's Crochet Shop. These are so small and cute. I bet they would make like good backpack buddies, like on a little keychain. And then she made some bee keychains, speaking of keychains, with a pattern by Savagely Stitching. These look so squishy and adorable. And she made some in other colors. I love seeing bees in like varieties of colors and stuff. It's just so fun. But those are all of Connie's creations. Thank you so much for sending all those in. And then our lovely Colleen 4160 sent in her Agatha shawl by Ophelia, which came out so pretty. I love it. And here's it from the front. And then she made some cute little lovies for a fun fair. These are so adorable. Oh my gosh. Too cute. Then she made a string of peas for the front room window. Cute, cute, cute. I love it. And she made this narrow Felix blanket for the end of the bed. This is so cool looking. I've never seen this like design for corner to corner. I love that. I want to make something like that. Thank you guys so much for sending in all of your makes and being so patient with me. I absolutely love you. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you guys on the next video.